So today I'm going to show you how I go about freehand drawing some teeth. Now these are fossils from Fossil Festival. They are very sharp, very old, and I'm going to be drawing them in pencil on just one of my sketch pads. The pencils I'm going to use are a 2H, which is a really light pencil, a 5B, which is a deeper medium grade pencil, and my teeny weeny 8B. So these, as you can probably see, are the Faber-Castell pencils. They're one of my favourites. They are expensive, so I have to save up for them. But with a drawing like this, it's going to be much easier. So I'm going to be working from my lightest grade, which is a H, to my medium, which I've got HB here as well if needed. HB is medium basically, but I'm going to go from light to darker still, and then come back through and refine details. So all I'm literally doing is, I'm not going to do, even though you can see triangles here and a block, I'm not going to map it out like that. I am literally going to eyeball this drawing, and this is how I'm kind of used to drawing, but this is after a few years of practicing. So let's go. It's going to pick this up, but I'm literally blocking in key areas that I think are important. I'm not bothered about the detail at this stage, and if the shapes aren't perfect, I'm not bothered about that either. This is a sketch, it's not a serious drawing. I can always go through and refine it if I want to. And the animal that these teeth came from would have been a predator, because they've got serrated edges. I was just lucky enough to catch part of it. I missed out on the whole jaw that was going, but I managed to get bits of another jaw, so it's good enough for me. I can tidy that bit up, and then I just need to map out a bit here. I'm literally breaking it down to just simple shapes, but not like pure shapes, so I hope the camera's picking that up. So I've done my really light detail, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chuck in a little bit of texture with the really light pencil. This will help add depth to the drawing later, and I've still got a really light hand on this, so I'm hardly putting any pressure on. As you can see, I'm doing quite scruffy line work. I think that'll do for that one. So next I'm going on to my 5B. This pencil needs some sharpening, so bear with me. With this sort of work, you want to have really pointy, sharp edges, so I'm just going to quick sharpen that. So as you can. Now the softer the pencil, which is B grades, the quicker they go down, so you have to sharpen them regularly. So don't be scared to keep on starting with the sharpening. Right, so in we go. This is our mid-tone, mid to dark. And again, I'm really lightly sketching. You don't have to push hard into the paper. But this time, I'm going to be adding in blocks of shadow that I can see, or darker spots. I know some of my angles are going to be off, but it's just a gentle sketch. this isn't going to be a masterpiece. If you hear strange flip-floppy sounds, it's because I've got bare feet. It's very, very, very hot in the UK right now, so keeping my feet cool. So straight away you should be able to see how that's building up a bit. It's taking on more depth. If you're going to draw something like this and it is your first time drawing it, definitely have a go at building it from basic shapes. And keep on trying, and then once you feel a bit more comfortable, you should be able to just eyeball it. Now, I would use eyeballing if I was sat out somewhere, so say I was in a museum and I wanted to sit down and sketch something, that's when I would do this technique. I'm getting a rough idea of textures, shape and such. Yeah, I'm going to be taking photos at the same time, but it's nice to get bits of information in the moment. When you're sat viewing something, sometimes you see things that the camera doesn't. So there's no harm in sitting down. Even if you just take a HB pencil, you can still get a huge range of textures, colours, depth. It's just how hard you apply your pencil and how you layer it. So this drawing will become darker because I've got an underlayer, a mid layer and a darker layer. There's no point in pushing hard with the pencil, because if you keep on pushing hard with lots of layers, what will actually happen is the drawing becomes very, very, very shiny, and then it damages the paper and you won't be able to get much detail on there. If you keep your hand light, you'll find that you can get a lot more detail in there. And your drawing won't have that shine to it. It'll be easier to digitise as well. And I know there's a spot down here. This little spot here, I believe, is where tendon or muscle will fit. You've got marks where veins and such are going through. I'm not going to catch all of that detail, but might get a little tiny bit of it. Also, if you draw lighter, if you make any mistakes, it's easier to erase them out if you've only just made a few light marks. So always take that into consideration. I'm just going over bits here, bits there. I'm just picking out areas that I want to just put a bit more detail on. Right, so that's pretty much my mid-tones done. And now for all the dark tones. I'm not going to sharpen this one as much because it's still got a good edge on it. And in all honesty, it's getting so teeny weeny. I'm still not applying that much pressure. So you see how the tones, this one's darker than those. I'm constantly looking from there to there to there. Sometimes I'm looking here and still sketching. I'm just going to use the side of the pencil just to cover a bit more ground. And also by using the side of the pencil, it gives me another type of tone. The only problem with live drawing, if you're drawing outside, is your light out and dark areas can change. So as long as you've got like a rough idea of where everything is, it normally does fall into place. Right, now I'm coming back through with my mid lines. This is where I'm just adding in a little weeny bit more detail. And we're gently doing those layers. I've got my darks darker and my lights are lighter. And I think that'll do. So there you go. That is my little freehand sketch of these teeth. As I say, it's not perfect, it's not to scale, it's not meant to be, but it's how I would approach freehand sketching. Now I can put in a lot more refined detail if I want to, I can push my highlights if I want to, but just by using a couple of tonal layers I've still got my depth, my tonal and tones. So there you go. I hope that's inspired you to have a go at freehand drawing. Pop around to your local museums, find something that you like. Don't stick to pots, pans and fruit. They will only take you so far. Find things that you enjoy and have a go at freehand sketching. Do the build method if you want to, where you do triangles. So as I said in this one, you've got your triangles, you've got your box, you've got a rectangle there, you've got a triangle here. Build it up like that if you want to, or just go for it as I do and enjoy. So I hope this, as I say, has inspired you to have a go and pick up a pencil. And until next time, all the best to everybody, keep being awesome and happy drawing to you all.